Yup, that's right. International release strikes again. This time I can give you in my thoughts an honest report of a movie that people can only get the chance to see 2 weeks after the release of this video. That's pretty freaking extreme considering X-Men Apocalypse and Civil War has at least a week delay. You have to release this movie 2 weeks later to actually get a freaking press? I mean, come on, Blizzard. So when I heard that they're gonna make a movie based on Warcraft, I was basically rolling my eyes off. I'm not really a fan of the video games. I never played any of the Warcraft games, even though Warcraft is a pretty big game here in Indonesia. However, then I saw the trailer, and the trailer looks pretty damn good. This is a trailer that got me thinking, a movie based on a video game that looks pretty cool and looks faithful to the source, directed by the guy who made Source Code, a movie that I really like. I'm definitely in. So yeah, this is a movie that has a trailer that got me hooked. I'm interested to see whether or not Warcraft is gonna be that one movie that is gonna please pretty much everyone. So I'm just gonna check in some of the reviews of this movie just to make sure. Oh no. This looks bad. This looks really bad. Oh, positive reviews. The IMDb page has vastly different ratings compared to the other for some reason. However, they're quite fishy. I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Go and visit the page yourself if you don't believe me. So, who should I trust here? I don't know, it's a mixed bag between the two. So it's more appropriate and conclusive if I actually went out to see this movie, which is exactly what I did. So Warcraft is a movie about the orc Durotan, who has to escape alongside other orcs from the dying world of Draenor after a huge war with the humans into the world of Azeroth. In order to go there, the orc warlock Gul'dan has to open portals to get inside the world of Azeroth using the power of Fel. In there, the orcs that manage to evacuate from Draenor wreaks in more havoc by sacrificing more humans using the power of Fel to open more portals from Draenor to bring in more of the Horde into Azeroth. The havoc gains the attention of the Kingdom of Stormwind with the commander Lothar leading the troops in and the mages Khadgar who have sensed the danger of the sinister magic that is the Fel. So will the orcs and humans fight once again, or will they join together to fight in the dark forces of the Fel? So how bad is Warcraft, or how good is Warcraft? Well, I'm not a fan of the Warcraft games, but I do have tons of friends who are fans of the Warcraft games. These are the people that have spent many hours of Warcraft 3 with the 2 expansions, many more hours in World of Warcraft. Unfortunately, due to a lot of circumstances, I can only bring in one of my friend. So I went on to see this movie with my friend, and after seeing that movie, well, here are a few paraphrases that I can gather from what he said right after seeing this movie. This movie changed so much of the story of video games. It really feels like this movie is trying to shoehorn in the story of the first game without any coherence or structure. This movie is trying to do a story of its own without any respect to the story of the original. I feel that if I cut off all the gameplay footages and pile up the cutscenes and or the dialogues from the first game and render it into a movie, I still would get a much better movie. The movie kills the characters that should not have been killed. Some of the elements are pretty inaccurate to the source material. And the biggest nail in the coffin, I'd rather spend the $4 I spent seeing this movie to see the Angry Birds movie. If you're a Warcraft fan and any of these paraphrases completely turn you off from seeing this movie, do not see this movie. So let's examine this to the perspective of someone who has never touched anything Warcraft related, who is not interested in Warcraft, who has no idea about the lore in Warcraft, and that person is me. What do I think about this movie? This movie sucks a lot of monkey dishwasher. Let's start off with my main problem with this movie. In general, this movie feels so bland and lifeless. None of the characters absolutely stood out. They feel like studio presets. This movie drives in absolutely no emotion whatsoever. I have a girl right beside me who actually fell asleep right next to her friend. My Warcraft friend shouts in some of the references, but I cannot count how many times he has to put his palm over his head in some of the incongruences of the movie. And he's not even a hardcore fan, he's a very casual fan of the video games, and he is downright pissed. The editing is pretty freaking horrible. There are some scenes in this movie that makes me want to shout, cut, 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 and then 5 seconds later, it didn't cut. There are also moments in this movie in which I'll go, Wait. Why are you cutting there? There's still so much going on in the last scene. Go back to that scene, please. This movie is also really inconsistent with its transition effects. Some scenes use crossfades, some scenes use normal cuts. The use of one or the other is for absolutely no reason whatsoever. If there's one editing prop that I have to give is, I'm gonna give it to the audio editor because they managed to smoothly transition from the Orc language to the English language. Good job there. So yeah, this movie is not good. This movie doesn't entertain me. This movie doesn't give any sorts of emotions. This movie is lifeless and passionless. The best thing that this movie can give to a general moviegoer like me is absolute boredom and a constant need of checking my freaking watch. Seriously, I did that like more than 10 times. For people who absolutely love Warcraft, I have tested this with someone who do love Warcraft, not in a hardcore fashion, but very casually, mind you, and even he is completely pissed. So no, this movie doesn't please both the general audiences like me and a Warcraft fan like him. If that's not an epic failure, I don't know what is. Which is why Warcraft gets an absolutely disgusting 1 star out of 5. Nice try, Blizzard, but not this time. So that's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.